Susanoo or Susanoo-no-Mikoto is the god of storms and seas in Japanese mythology. To fully comprehend the storm god, it would be wise to learn the deeds of his father. Izanagi is the creator of the Japanese islands and the father of many Japanese kami. In one instance, tragedy struck when his wife gave birth to the fire god, Kagutsushi. While the fire god was being born, he burned his mother, causing her excruciating pain and leading to her death. Angered by her death, Izanagi cut off the head of Kagutsuchi, who was responsible for her death. And from his bloody sword, other kamis were born. Flooded by sadness, Izanagi ventures into Yomi, the land of the dead, to seek his beloved wife. Yomi is a dark and wicked realm, where the dead inhabit in a state of decay. When Izanagi found Izanami, she had consumed the food of Yomi, chaining her to the underworld. Persistent, Izanagi compels Izanami to ask the deities of the underworld for permission to leave. They agree, but command Izanagi not to look at her while he waits for her. The restless lover, however, looks at her during the negotiation and sees her in a dead and rotten state. Scared and slightly saddened, Izanagi ran away, chased by Izanami and the forces of Yomi. His getaway was narrow, and he shut the entrance to Yomi with a massive rock, completely severing the ties between the worlds of the living and the dead. After the escape, Izanagi felt contaminated by the dirt and impurities of Yomi. So he washed away the dirt in a ritual purification called misagi, which involves standing in cold water or under a waterfall to cleanse the mind and body. As he washed his face, 3 major deities emerged: Amaterasu from his left eye, Tsukuyomi from his right eye, and Susanoo from his nose. This purification not only gave rise to these gods, but also connected them to the natural elements: Amaterasu to the sun, Tsukuyomi to the moon, and Susanoo to the storms and seas. Out of the 3, Susanoo was known for his unpredictable and uncontrollable nature. Unlike his siblings, who got into their roles with grace, Susanoo had frequent outbursts. Susanoo's actions were often destructive. He trampled rice fields and tormented the seas. He finally crossed the limits when he threw the heavenly piebald horse, which he had flayed alive, onto one of Amaterasu's weaving maidens, who were alarmed and cut off her genitals against a weaving shuttle, killing her. This act of aggression drove Amaterasu into hiding within a cave, an event that forced the world into darkness and despair, as the sun itself was kept away from the world. The other deities, desperate to bring back light to the world, devised a plan to trick Amaterasu out of her cave. Thankfully, this worked, and Amaterasu was brought back, restoring light to the world. However, the antics of Susanoo could not be overlooked, and he was subsequently banished from the heavens as punishment. After his banishment, Susanoo came to the province of Izumo. Despite his previous misdeeds, Susanoo became a hero in one of the most celebrated stories in Japanese folklore, the story of Yamata-no-Orochi. Yamata-no-Orochi was a monstrous serpent, with 8 heads and 8 tails that terrorized the land, eating the young women. In this instance, it was a young couple who had previously sacrificed 7 of their daughters to the beast. When Susanoo met this couple, they were preparing to sacrifice their last remaining daughter, Kushinada-hime, to the monster. Surprisingly, Susanoo decided to help them and devised a plan to save their daughter. He transformed Kushinada-hime into a comb, which he safely placed on his hair, and then prepared 8 vats of sake. When Yamata-no-Orochi arrived, the serpent drank the sake, became drunk, and fell asleep. Taking the opportunity, Susanoo sliced the beast into pieces. As he sliced through its tail, he discovered a sharp sword, later known as Kusanagi no Tsurugi, which he presented to Amaterasu as a peace offering. Susanoo's myth continues to inspire Japanese culture, influencing everything from religious practices to modern pop culture, and intriguing generations to come.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to get more content like this.